Intermittent fasting is one of the best ways to lower inflammation and lose serious weight. It turns out you could significantly enhance all of the benefits of fasting with these 4 drinks that you're going to consume during your fast. Let's start with the first drink. This is going to be water with apple cider vinegar. There are 3 major benefits of having apple cider vinegar during your fast. The first benefit is what it does for your metabolism and to curb cravings. Apple cider vinegar contains acetic acid, which are short-chain fatty acids that actually help to support your metabolism. It accomplishes this by curbing your cravings. What does this mean for you? Well, during a fast, the goal is to finish your fast. And if you get cravings, it can be really difficult. Apple cider vinegar is a great way to put those cravings, the hunger you might experience during a fast, at bay so you could continue with that fasting window and not break it. Studies are showing that acetic acid could curb your cravings by 600 calories per day and inhibit fat storage, which is your body's mechanisms for storing fat. It's a fantastic thing to have during your fasting window. It also helps in digestion, okay? You're fasting, you're not actually digesting food, so how is this beneficial? Well, when you break your fast and you have apple cider vinegar during your fast, what that apple cider vinegar does, it supports your very important organ, your liver, which I call the soccer mom organ, because like a soccer mom who does so many important things for her family, your liver does so many important things for your human body. And that liver needs to produce bile to detoxify your toxins inside of your body, to break down fats, and to just aid in general fat loss. Apple cider vinegar stimulates healthy liver function. So you clean your liver, and then when you break the fast, you're able to break down that food, digest the food, assimilate it appropriately, and increase your metabolic rate as well. And the third key benefit to having apple cider vinegar during your fast is what it does for your blood sugar levels. One of the key benefits to fasting is what it does to lower your blood sugar levels, lower your insulin levels, and by default also lowering your inflammatory levels. This is why fasting works so well. And yes, if you did not have apple cider vinegar during a fast, you'll still benefit, but apple cider vinegar has been shown to enhance this blood sugar stabilization. And besides those 3 main benefits, science also supports that apple cider vinegar could do the following: improve muscle performance. So you could actually work out and train during a fast. The apple cider vinegar could help with that. Regulate your appetite, which as I mentioned earlier is important during a fast if you struggle with cravings and hunger. And it also helps to decrease the fat storage hormone insulin. So the first drink to have during your fast is 12 ounces of spring water with 1 to 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. I also recommend drinking it through a straw so you're not staining or messing up your teeth, and you're diluting it with water because just having it straight up could be too harsh on your esophagus. Another option for apple cider vinegar, I know this is not a drink, but you could take apple cider vinegar capsules. The one I use is from Paleo Valley. 3 capsules during a fast would get you all the benefits here, and I'll drop a link and a coupon code for the capsules from Paleo Valley in the notes down below. The next drink is, great news, coffee with grass-fed ghee. All right, it needs to be the right coffee, and let me explain how the coffee works, and then we'll discuss the grass-fed ghee. Coffee has a powerful polyphenol called chlorogenic acid, also called CGA. CGA tells your body fat cells to burn their own fatty acids for fuel, so it enhances fat loss. During a fast, it allows you to burn more stubborn fat. This is the same mechanism that statin drugs use to lower your cholesterol levels without the potential side effects that you would get from statin drugs. Chlorogenic acid also cuts cravings. Have you noticed that? Let's say you're feeling hungry during a fast and you have a cup of coffee, the hunger goes away. That's because of the CGA. This suppresses your appetite. It activates your liver to produce bile, which I spoke about earlier, breaks down fat, detoxifies your cells, really important for inflammation and fat loss. The CGA helps the liver process fats and glucose more effectively, and it lowers your triglyceride levels and enhances blood sugar stabilization. These are all very important to achieve during a fast. The effect that CGA has on your blood sugar balancing act decreases your risk for metabolic syndrome and diabetes while inhibiting the growth of new fat cells. Working together with the caffeine, The CGA helps to reduce belly fat during your fast by increasing the number of fat cells that are burned for energy. A Norwegian study showed that women who drank high CGA coffee dropped 3 times more weight than women who drank lower CGA brews. You want to make sure it's the right source of coffee beans. Unfortunately, coffee is sprayed with pesticides, and it's usually contaminated with mycotoxins, which is mold, pesticides, which is the glyphosate, and even heavy metals. So you want to make sure you're not drinking your coffee from Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks. You're getting an organic coffee bean source, and it's medium roast. Once the beans are roasted beyond medium, they've lost about 75% of their fat-blasting polyphenols, the CGA. Also, if you could get a coffee grown in high altitudes with extreme temperatures, it actually has more CGA and more polyphenols. Coffee also possibly can enhance a process called autophagy during a fast. Autophagy is one of the main benefits of fasting, where you have this innate intelligence within your body, this inner physician, that goes to clean out the junk within your body during a fast. It gets ramped up during your fast. It's kind of like Pac-Man going within your cells, looking for what's called zombie cells, senescent cells, and getting rid of it, creating stem cells. It's an amazing process. Coffee might enhance this process of autophagy. Now, there's not a lot of human studies showing this, but there is some promising studies on mice. A study which I'll reference down below demonstrated that both caffeinated and decaffeinated coffee rapidly induced autophagy in mice, as evidenced by increased lipidation of the LC3B protein and reduced levels of the autophagic substrate in the organs such as the liver, hearts, and the muscle. Personally, my favorite coffee in the world that is grown in high altitudes, it's organic. They've tested for heavy metals and they are free of all of those contaminants. They also have a medium roast. This is Purity Coffee. I love Purity Coffee. If you go to KetoCampCoffee.com and use the coupon code KetoCamp, you can get Purity Coffee beans, the medium roast, at a nice discount. We'll drop that link and coupon code down below. But you're not just having only the coffee during your fast. You're gonna put in a tablespoon of grass-fed ghee. Grass-fed ghee is clarified butter. And the research on grass-fed ghee suggests it can be beneficial for managing insulin resistance, particularly due to its high content in butyrate, which is a short-chain fatty acid. Butyrate has been shown to help regulate insulin levels, reduce inflammation, both for which are crucial for improving insulin sensitivity. And that is the name of the game. If you want to burn fat, you want to be really insulin sensitive. There are numerous studies in animal models that have demonstrated that butyrate can prevent and reverse diet-induced insulin resistance, and in human studies, there are some promising studies as well. The research is showing that grass-fed ghee is rich in conjugated linoleic acid, CLA, which has been associated with improvements in lipid metabolism and insulin sensitivity. CLA, conjugated linoleic acid, found in grass-fed ghee, is also found in a lot of fat-burning supplements, but you could actually get it in its natural form with grass-fed ghee. So what you want to do is have your cup of coffee, let's say it's 12 ounces of that high-quality coffee, and then mix in a tablespoon of grass-fed ghee, let it melt, drink it. That's going to get you amazing benefits during your fast. The third drink that you can have during a fast to enhance your results is green tea with caprylic acid, which is C8-MCT oil. First, let's discuss the green tea. A lot of studies show that green tea has fat-burning mechanisms. The catechins found in green tea have been shown to increase fat oxidation and energy expenditure. What does that mean? It helps your body burn more fat and can support your metabolism to be more efficient. One of the best studies done on green tea is what it showed to help with fat loss, especially belly fat. You know, we've been taught that you cannot target belly fat. Well, it turns out there's some cool things you can do, and having green tea during a fast might help you achieve this. Check out this study, which showed the following results. Data were analyzed using per protocol samples of 240 subjects. 123 of them drank the green tea with the catechins, and the other group, which was the control group, did not. That was 117 people. The group that drank the green tea with the catechins saw the following: decreases in body weight, decreases in body mass index, an improvement in the body fat ratio, body fat mass, waist circumference, hip circumference, visceral fat area. That's the fat around your organs, the really bad inflammatory fat. And it showed improvements in subcutaneous fat compared to the control group. It also showed the following: decreases in systolic blood pressure found in the catechin group and healthier levels of the LDL cholesterol in the catechin group. And it also noted that there was no adverse effects that were found. So choose a quality brand that has green tea. I personally use Pique Tea, Piquet, and I'll drop a link for them down below. But you also want to include a tablespoon of caprylic acid, which is a medium chain triglyceride, a fat that's known as C8. MCT oil is rapidly absorbed by your mitochondria. The mitochondria are the battery packs within your cells that are very important for energy production, so you have more energy during a fast, but also fat loss. Because when you enhance energy production through the battery pack, the mitochondria, it raises your basal metabolic rate. So you burn more fat, more calories during your fast. And C8, MCT oil, achieves this. It's kind of like a bus that shuttles these fatty acids directly to your mitochondria. It bypasses digestion. Your liver does not have to produce bile to break it down. It does not require stomach acid to break it down. That's the unique thing about C8 caprylic acid. It goes right into your mitochondria. So you're gonna feel energy right off the bat. If you struggle with energy during a fast, this will fix that, but it also enhances the fat loss as well, and it lowers inflammation. This is a trifecta here. One more benefit to consuming MCT oil during a fast is what it does to help your body use and produce more ketones. There are a lot of studies out there looking at coconut oil and different medium chain fats, C8, there's C12, there's others out there, but it is the C8, the caprylic acid, that shows the biggest concentration, or production, I should say, in ketones when you consume it. Why is that relevant? Well, when your body is producing ketones during a fast, you're gonna be more alert and focused, you're gonna achieve more fat loss, and you're gonna reduce inflammation even more. This is really important. You wanna see your ketones go up during a fast and your glucose drop. MCT oil could help you accomplish this. So just make sure you get an organic MCT oil in a glass bottle, and then take a tablespoon, put it in your green tea, mix that, and have that during your fast. I'll drop a link for the MCT oil that's organic in a glass bottle that I use. I'll put that link down below in the notes. The fourth drink to have during a fast to rapidly enhance your results is hydrogen water. Hydrogen water obviously contains hydrogen, which is very interesting because it acts as a selective antioxidant, which means it neutralizes harmful free radicals while preserving beneficial reactive oxygen species, which are essential for cell function. This can help reduce oxidative stress in the body during your fast and support cellular health as your body is going through these repair processes like I discussed earlier via autophagy. Hydrogen water also lowers inflammation by modulating cytokines. These are proteins involved in the body's inflammatory response. During fast, you're naturally going to achieve these anti-inflammatory effects through autophagy, and you could actually enhance it with hydrogen water. Hydrogen water can also help energy production at the mitochondrial level, as we spoke about earlier, the battery pack. This is especially beneficial during a fast when caloric intake is restricted. It has been linked to better endurance and reduced fatigue, meaning having hydrogen water during a fasted workout is going to be really beneficial for those who exercise during a fast. It will help you with the workout, and it'll also help you recover from the workout. Some studies also suggest that hydrogen water can help with your mental cognition and focus. Hydrogen water can cross the blood-brain barrier, potentially supporting cognitive function and mental clarity. So if you feel a little tired or off or have some brain fog during a fast, hydrogen water can fix that. Hydrogen water can also help with gut health. Now, just fasting alone is one of the best ways to heal a gut. Throwing in hydrogen water during a fast could really accelerate the healing of your gut. Hydrogen water is beneficial for the gut microbiome by reducing inflammation and supporting the growth of beneficial bacteria. During a fast, oxidative stress in the gut can disrupt cellular function and damage the gut lining, contributing to what people call leaky gut. Hydrogen, as a selective antioxidant, can help to mitigate the oxidative stress, supporting the integrity of that gut barrier. There are numerous studies on hydrogen. There are actually over 1,300 studies, and if you go to hydrogenstudies.com, you can geek out on them like I did, and I'll put that link down below. Now, you want to make sure if you're going to buy a hydrogen water bottle or machine that makes hydrogen water, it needs to be quality. A lot of the stuff out there is junk and you're not really getting high quality hydrogen water. I've done a ton of research, and the company I use and trust, I've even interviewed their scientist, is 𝙊𝙀, H2O. And if you go to the link down below and use the coupon code KETOKAMP, KETOKAMP, you can get a massive discount on any of their hydrogen water bottles or machines. I have a machine on my countertop. I also have a to-go bottle, which makes hydrogen water for you, and you just drink that as much as possible during a fast. It'll support the fast. Now let's get to some questions that were submitted on this topic. First question is this: how do I know if a liquid is actually breaking my fast? It's a very popular question I get on social media. What breaks a fast? My definition of breaking a fast is when you start to lose the benefits of autophagy, as I spoke about earlier, that cellular cleanup and repair, and you start the digestive process. So that's my definition of breaking a fast. So if that is the definition, let's discuss what factors cause that. Anytime you raise glucose in the body, you're going to lower autophagy. When glucose goes up, autophagy goes down. So that means if you drink a liquid and it raises your blood sugar levels, you're breaking the fast. The best way to know for sure if a liquid is breaking your fast is to test your blood sugar levels with like a finger prick machine or a continuous glucose monitor right before you have the liquid, and then an hour later. If it breaks your fast, you will see a rise in your blood sugar, your blood glucose, by 5 points or higher after consuming the liquid. If it doesn't break your fast, what you'll see is there's no difference in your blood glucose an hour later, or maybe even your blood glucose dropped a bit. That means it did not break a fast. But the best way to know is to test your blood sugar levels. I use Keto Mojo over at ketokampmachine.com. I'll drop that link down below as a way to test. I would say this: I have tested all of the drinks that I mentioned today, and the apple cider vinegar with the water does not break a fast. I've tested that in hundreds of students in my Keto Camp Academy. The green tea with the MCT oil does not break a fast. The hydrogen water does not break a fast. The coffee, however, seems to be different for each individual. Some people that are blessed, I'm one of them, can have the coffee and have the grass-fed ghee or just the black coffee without the ghee, and there's no rise in glucose. It keeps you in a fasted state, enhances the fasting benefits. But there are some people that we've tested that see a rise in glucose after having the coffee. Sometimes, if we see that, it's typically because they're drinking a really poor source of coffee. It's Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, that actually has a lot of contaminants and pesticides and mold toxins in it, which causes a glucose spike. And I've seen when they've switched to purity coffee, that doesn't happen anymore. But even purity coffee, for some people, they'll see a rise. So I know that's not giving you a direct answer, but the best way to know is to test. You know that hydrogen, apple cider vinegar, and green tea are safe. Coffee, you might want to test. The next question is this: what are some other benefits of intermittent fasting? I could go on for the next 5 hours and discuss all of the incredible healing benefits of intermittent fasting, but allow me to share with you one surprising benefit of intermittent fasting, which is actually my favorite benefit of intermittent fasting that most people don't even discuss. And that's a process called energy diversion. I wrote about this in my new book coming out next year called Metabolic Freedom with Hay House. Energy diversion is an amazing process that occurs during a fast, and you achieve this because when you're not fasting, when you're eating food, it is taking a lot of energy, blood flow, energy, resources, bandwidth, whatever you want to call it, to digest food. It takes a lot of energy to digest food. Think about the last time you had a huge meal and you feasted. Your first thought was not, I'm so focused, I'm so energized, let's go get some work done. No, your first thought was, I'm tired, let's go sit down on the couch. Because of the massive amount of energy it takes to process food. Now, during a fast, you start to divert the energy that would be used for digestion, and you divert it for healing. And here's the coolest part about this. Your innate intelligence, this inner physician that God put within your body, every single cell inside of your body has it, and it's more powerful than any doctor out there, any supplement, any shot or vaccine, or any surgery you have within your cells. Your inner physician will determine where that energy will be diverted to. For example, If you have some liver dysfunction, fatty liver disease, or fatty pancreas, you're going to divert energy towards healing the liver or healing the pancreas. If you have brain fog, neuroinflammation, which is inflammation in the brain, your innate intelligence will direct that energy towards healing your brain. You don't have to worry about it. Your doctor inside of your body is going to take care of it, and fasting is one of the best ways to harness this innate intelligence to create energy diversion and heal your body. I have a challenge for you, by the way. For those listening on the podcast or watching here on YouTube, I have found that once I learn something, if I teach it to somebody or several people, I really understand it. So my challenge to you is this. Now that I just taught you the process of energy diversion, I challenge you to teach it to someone. Maybe it's your wife or your husband, maybe it's a coworker, maybe you just go on your Instagram stories and say, look, I just learned about this incredible benefit to fasting called energy diversion. Azadi taught this to me, and teach it to somebody. Bless somebody with this knowledge. That is my challenge to you. If you're gonna accept the challenge and you're watching on YouTube, type down below, I accept the challenge. All right, the next question is, should women practice intermittent fasting differently than men? Yes, 100%. This is where a lot of people miss the boat here when they teach fasting or practice fasting. I don't have enough time in this lesson to get into all the specifics here on how women do it differently than men, but let me explain this. Men have a 24-hour hormone recycling pattern. So think of that as the sun, 24-hour pattern. The sun rises, it sets, it comes back out in 24 hours. Menstruating women have a 28-day hormone pattern. Think of that as the moon, comes out every 28 days. And menstruating women have different hormonal fluctuations week by week for 4 weeks during that 28-day cycle. The key hormones that are paid attention to are estrogen, progesterone, follicle-stimulating hormone, and luteinizing hormone. So based off of the flow of those hormones, we'll tell you how much you should fast, how much you shouldn't fast. And I'll just tell you this, when hormones are low for menstruating women, fasting is high. When hormones need to be high, fasting is low. What the heck does that mean? Well, that means, give you 2 examples here. If you're a menstruating woman, the week before your period, we need progesterone, well, you need progesterone and estrogen to be high for a healthy monthly cycle. That means fasting is low. You don't want to do much fasting the 7 days right before your period, which is why a lot of women experience carbohydrate cravings during that week. It makes sense, innate intelligence, right? The best week to fast is the week of your period, the bleed week. That's when hormones are low, fasting is high. There are a couple of weeks in there that I'm not going to get into, but I wanted to give you those 2 important weeks. And then postmenopausal women have hormones similar to men in terms of the 24-hour recycling pattern. Your hormones are typically lower at this point. You do more fasting, but you want to make sure you manage your stress levels. And I have all of this built out, by the way, where I teach keto fasting, carnivore. It's the most comprehensive metabolic reset fat loss program in the world with coaching from me and my coaches inside of my Keto Camp Academy. And we actually built out lessons on how to practice fasting for men of certain ages, and of course women who are menstruating and women who are postmenopausal. And if you go to ketocampacademy.com, you could become a member today, get access to that, and get coaching from me and my Keto Camp coaches. The next question is, what is the best way to break a fast? The best way to break a fast is with protein and fat. That would be steak and eggs, avocado and eggs and turkey bacon. You don't want to break a fast with a high carbohydrate meal, especially a carbohydrate that's high in the glycemic index that gets you a big blood sugar spike. You'll lose some of the benefits from the fast when you have too many carbs at once when you break the fast. So protein and fat. One of my best favorite meals to break a fast with is with bone broth. You can make your own bone broth or get a high quality brand like Kettle and Fire. But bone broth is a great way to break a fast. Go low and slow. The next question is, what are your thoughts on extended water fasting? This is also called block fasting. I'll give you a crazy stat. Do you know what the Guinness World Record is for the longest recorded water fast? Water fast means only water. Well, the answer is 392 days. This gentleman named Angus Barbery, and I'll show you some photos here on the screen, went from 450 pounds on day 1, fasted for 392 days, and lost 180 pounds in that time frame. He had water, electrolytes, and a multivitamin, and coffee, and some nutritional yeast, and he was medically supervised. So it's an extreme example to show you the body knows what to do. This guy was obese. He had a lot of energy in the form of body fat, and he used that energy during that long fast. Personally, I'm a big fan of a 5-day water fast at least once a year. Great way to fix the gut, fix the brain, reset dopamine receptor sites in the brain, achieve max autophagy, heal the immune system. I'm a big fan, but you want to make sure you've already practiced different variations of fasting and you work with somebody on that and you're looking at blood glucose, looking at blood ketones. We teach all of this inside of our Keto Camp Academy over at 𝙄𝙉𝙏𝑀.com. The next question is an extreme one. What are your thoughts on dry fasting? If you've never heard of dry fasting before, dry fasting means you're not having any food during a fast, but you're also not drinking any liquids. There are two types of dry fasting. There's a hard dry fast and there's a soft dry fast. A hard dry fast means no food, no liquids, but you cannot even go outside in the rain, you cannot wash your hands, you cannot brush your teeth because what goes on your skin can also go in your body and give you some hydration. And a hard dry fast doesn't allow any hydration. It's very extreme. A soft dry fast is still extreme, but you could wash your hands, take a shower, brush your teeth. Both of them are extreme, and both of them get amazing results, actually. I've seen people achieve more autophagy, measured through glucose and ketones as a gauge. I know it's not the most accurate measurement, but I've seen people who do a dry fast versus a water fast get 3 times the enhancement of ketones and 3 times the depletion and glucose. I've also seen more fat loss. The longest dry fast that I did, it was a soft dry fast, was 24 hours. We all kind of dry fast at night when we sleep, unless you wake up and drink something for 8 hours or 10 hours. But 24 hours in a dry fast could hypothetically, there's not any science to back this up, but hypothetically, a 24-hour dry fast could be equivalent to a 3-day water fast. So my thoughts on it, be very cautious, work with a practitioner on this, and it could get you some results. I hope this lesson was super beneficial. Go teach somebody what you learned today, especially the energy diversion part. Thank you so much for listening and watching today. And if you enjoyed this video, you're gonna love a recent video I did on an egg fast. We didn't even talk about that. But there was an egg fast that you could do for 7 days and lose up to 10 pounds in those 7 days. Here's a clip. I'll see you in that video. This protocol is perfect for the following people. You've lost some weight, but you still have the last 10 pounds to go. It's also for the person who has an upcoming event, an event that you want to look lean and you want to drop 10 pounds in a week. This will do it for you. This is also for the person who has fallen off track with their diet and nutrition and want to get back on track to kick